Sorry about that.
Great. Well, again, thanks everybody for joining. As I said, I'm Anna Garrison. I'm the Economic Development Manager here for the City of Rockford, and we are joined also with Francisca French.
Hi, my name is Francisca French. I'm the Economic Development, Diversity, and Procurement Coordinator for the City of Rockford, and I am here to tell you about the TIF Commercial and Industrial Rehabilitation Program. So I'm going to share my presentation now.
While Francisca gets that up and going, we do want to thank everybody for attending and taking the time to learn more about this upcoming program. We base our programs off of the feedback and direction that we get from our business and property owners and within the community. This is the second year that we are running the program and are excited to have enhanced and expanded the program based off of the feedback that we have received. I'm going to turn back over to Francisca to run through the program. Please feel free to submit questions and we will answer those at the end.
Okay, everyone. So for this program, the City of Rockford's TIF Commercial and Industrial Rehabilitation Program offers forgivable loans to businesses and property owners who make investments in commercial and industrial spaces in select TIF districts in Rockford. So we'll go through some of those TIF districts, as well as in the next slide, I will show a map of all of the eligible districts. So those areas will be Auburn Street TIF, the Broadway TIF, East River TIF, East State and Alpine Road TIF, Midtown TIF, Mulford and East State TIF, North Main and Auburn Street TIF, River District North TIF, and West State and Central Avenue TIF. So please be mindful in those TIF districts. So although you may be on a specific area of that street, the entire street may not be eligible for the TIF. Or if you're in a specific ward, the entire ward may not be eligible for that TIF. So in this map here, it will show the areas that are eligible for the program. You can see the different colored areas, and those are the eligible TIF districts. If you are unsure or if you just want to ask us, you can ask us if your specific property is within one of the eligible TIF districts. And as you can see, in some of the areas, it's not like one continuous area. So they're a little bit jagged. So you really want to ensure that you are in an eligible TIF district before you go forward. And you can reach out to either of us for that even before the application opens to see if you are in an eligible area. So for the program, it offers to cover 50% of project costs up to $25,000 to assist property owners and or tenants with making building improvements. The ideal projects will add value, extend the longevity of the qualifying properties, and make substantial or aesthetic improvements to the property. Each of the identified TIF districts that I mentioned in the previous slides has a designated $150,000 in funding that's available on a first come, first served basis for approved projects. So and that's throughout the duration of the program. So if your specific TIF district has $150,000, the application, although it opens on February 3rd, 2025 at 8 a.m. and closes on July 3rd at 11:59 p.m. The caveat to that is that it's until funds are exhausted or first come, first served basis, or the time period closes. So if all $150,000 of the funds has been exhausted in your specific TIF district, although it closes, technically the program closes on July 3rd. If your TIF district uses all of its funds by February 5th or February 4th even, that means that specific TIF district is closed. So for the property requirements, the business must be located in the eligible TIF district. As we mentioned, it must be zoned commercial or industrial, and it must be current on your property taxes. If the building has been designated by the City of Rockford as a local landmark or historic district, additional certification will be needed by the Historic Preservation Commission. Property tenants are encouraged to partner with the property owners to create projects. So if you are a tenant, you are eligible, but we encourage you to work with your property owner to ensure that it's a good project for you. And like we said, the project and available funds are limited to the project site. So if a business or property owner has multiple locations, you may apply for each location as long as they are within the specific TIF district. Or if you have multiple locations in multiple eligible TIF districts, you can apply for all of those, but each of those applications must be submitted separately and they will be evaluated independently. For eligible projects, you must be a for-profit business that was established on or prior to December 1st of 2024, and that is documented either through the state or county by registration, and it is legally established and operating within the city of Rockford's municipal boundaries in one of the designated TIF districts. Property owners within one of the designated TIF, you must be the property owner the property must be within one of the eligible TIF districts, and exterior improvements are allowed, and that includes windows, doors, roofs, tuck pointing, siding, landscaping, and parking lots. If you have something outside of that, please let us know, and we can evaluate if that qualifies as an exterior improvement. The project must align with the cost that the applicant would be responsible for. For example, if it's something that's within the lease that the tenant normally would not be responsible for, then the property owner must apply in that case. And the work should provide a reasonable sense of improvement and should not leave the property in an unfinished or unsafe condition. Ineligible projects or applicants includes home-based businesses, businesses that were established on or after December 2nd of 2024, businesses that primarily engage in speculative activities that develop profits from fluctuations in price rather than normal course of business or trade, nonprofits, and this is not available for residential property owners. The matching funds that we provide are provided on a 5-year forgivable loan. And a portion of the loan is forgiven annually during the 5-year period. So for example, if you receive the entire 25,000, 5,000 will be deducted every year until the 5th year when you will be completely forgiven, because 20% is forgiven from the loan annually. For the pre-application process, so that opens on February 3rd of 2025, and which is this coming Monday. So you can go to the City of Rockford's website /TIF Commercial Industrial Program, and you can see all of the program details. You can see the program summary. You can see property information and all of that there. For the pre-application, you will need the applicant information, you will need the property information and the project summary. So that project summary is for your specific project that you would like to do within your property. Within that project summary, you will also need an estimated cost of how much the project will be. And you will include also the amount that you will match, and then the City of Rockford will match. Oops, I'm sorry. For the pre-application review, so the City of Rockford will review your pre-application to determine that the applicant and project meets all of the program eligibility requirements, and the city will deny incomplete pre-applications or pre-applications that do not contain the applicable supporting information. So with that, please be sure that you have the explanation of what your project is and that it aligns with what our program summary is and the requirements of this program. For the pre-application approval, so the funding is designated. So once you are pre-approved, the funding is designated to your specific project and you will start your 90-day due diligence period. During that 90-day due diligence period, that's when you will submit all required documentation and meet all of the other program requirements. And the information must be submitted along with your application through the online neighborly platform portal. So you must go through that portal to have pre-application as well as to submit all other documents. Once you finish the pre-application portion and you have been approved for or pre-approved for your project, then that will unlock the other portion of the portal, of the application portal, and that's when you'll be allowed to submit all of your documents. So those documents will include a current lease if you are a tenant, and a letter from the building owner identifying that they consent for you to do the project if you, again, are the tenant. Verification of ownership if you are the property owner. You will need to include drawings or illustrations of the proposed works and photos and something that describes the outlines of your project. You will need your project budget, project estimates, project schedule or timeline, matching funds documentation, property insurance, and tax returns. So once all of that is done, you will see final approval, and then we will work towards creating a development agreement for your project. So the City of Rockford, you as the applicants will sign the development agreement, then the City of Rockford will sign, our director as well as the legal department will sign, and that's when your agreement will be fully executed and you will be okay to move forward with starting your project. Please do not begin any portions of the project until the agreement is fully executed, because if you start any work before the development agreement is fully executed, then that will result in automatic disqualification from the program. So we don't want that to happen. So please wait until it's fully executed, and then I will send you an email that says it's okay for you to start your project and you can start it at that time. For the construction, building permits and other permits, please, if they are required, you must get those pulled and approved before you begin your project. You must pay prevailing wage or certified payroll. And upon completion of your project, the City of Rockford will inspect for compliance and other things according to the project submission. So we will go out, we will make sure that it was done according to whatever you said you were going to do, and then we will move forward. And throughout the project, please remain in communication with the City of Rockford if there are any changes to the project scope or anything that the city will need to approve. So if it's outside of the development agreement, if you decide to make any changes outside of the development agreement, please let us know beforehand, because it may not align with what our program is. So you want to ensure that whatever those changes are, if there are any changes, we actually encourage you not to make any changes, but if you absolutely must, then please consult with us first. For the release of funds, once the entire project is completed, and paid invoices are provided to the City of Rockford, then the City of Rockford will verify the work is completed in compliance, that everything was in compliance with the program requirements, and the city will provide the appropriate portion of the invoice based off of the agreement. The post-program award documentation. So after all of that is done, after you have been paid, after you paid your contractors, things like that, the business must remain in operation within the City of Rockford during the full 5-year forgiveness period. During that time, the property owner, if you are the property owner who has applied, you must maintain ownership of the property for the 5-year forgiveness period. If you are the business owner, you must remain in business during the 5-year period. And as we talked about before, a portion of the loan will be forgiven annually during that 5-year period. And the recipient must remain in compliance with all program requirements during this period as well. Non-compliance with the program may result in the recipient returning some or all of the funding. So that is what I have. Are there any questions from the group?
So please remember, you are able to submit questions through the Q&A chat function, or just submit the questions either through the Q&A portion or through the chat. Francisca, I'm going to start with a few questions that we've received so far. The first is, I sit next to a TIF district. Can I still apply?
So if you sit next to a TIF district, unfortunately, if you are not actually within that TIF district, you will not be eligible to to apply. And that is because there are specific guidelines that we had to go through. There are specific state statutes that we had to go through to qualify those areas as TIF districts. So you must actually be within that area to qualify for the program.
We have one. I completed work on my building last year. Can I submit that previously completed project for this program?
So you must go through the full piece of this program, and you must submit all of the things within the development agreement period. So if it is before the development agreement is signed, then you cannot then qualify that as portion of this program.
I have interior work that needs to be completed. Am I able to apply for that?
So for interior work, this is a program for exterior improvements of projects unless it is for ADA accessibility.
Okay. We have a question. Can we upgrade our signage? Would this be considered for this program?
Yes, you can. So signage is allowed as long as it's exterior signage. You can apply for this program for signage.
And one other piece to that, it's the signage that is attached to the property. It's not, there's a little bit, some requirements when it comes to signage specifically. So again, you can definitely reach out to us to specifically discuss exactly what the signage component would be. And we also have a question, do I need to use the online platform to submit an application?
Yes. So submitting an application is required through the online platform simply because this is a first come, first served basis. And when you submit through the platform, we receive a timestamp of when that was done. So according to your timestamp, let's say we get multiple applications on within the first day of the program opening. So we will judge by those timestamps, if projects are eligible, we'll go through all of that piece. But according to the timestamps is how we allow. So if all of the funds are exhausted within the first day within a specific TIF district, then we will no longer allow any additional applications. So that's why we use the online platform that you must go through for that reason.
All the questions we've received so far. Prior to signing off, please let us know if there's any other remaining questions. Otherwise, there's our program email address as well as phone number listed there. We encourage you to reach out to Francisca or I with any questions. We're very excited about this program. We want to make sure that it's used. So feel free to reach out with us at any time. A copy of a video of the webinar will be on the city's website. And then a reminder that the application opens a week from today on February 3rd. Francisca, is there anything else to address?
Nothing else to address, only that we really encourage everyone to apply. If you are within one of the eligible TIF districts, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. If you are, like I said before, unsure if your property, if it sits right on one of the lines, or if you're unsure of if your project is eligible for the program, then we can go through all of those and we can ensure that when the application opens on February 3rd, that you're ready to go and that you have everything cleared up. And even after that date, if you have additional questions, we can definitely answer those as well.
Great. Well, again, thank you everybody for attending today. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.